Ever since VR became popular again back in 2016, a certain game called Pavlov VR came out. Pavlov released on February 27th of 2017. Finally, we had Counter-Strike for VR enthusiasts. And this separated the sweatlords from the casual normies. As Pavlov started to gain some traction and grew in popularity, inevitably mods came to the game, the lifeblood and future of any game. And so the golden age of VR FPS shooters was born. Modes like TTT started to pop up, Prop Hunt became a thing, and even crazy hide and seek game modes, all created by modders. Pavlov can walk around with its chin held high. Funnily enough, a game called Onward actually came out almost a year prior, back in August 29th of 2016. This was a more hardcore version of Pavlov and was unique in its own right because it felt more of a milsim multiplayer. However, most audiences don't gravitate towards the milsim. They want more of the arcade drop-in and drop-out gameplay. And that's why Pavlov was such a big deal. Easy to get in matches, interesting and fast gunplay, mod support, and a quest version. This game was going places. Eventually, mods became full-on supported game modes like TTT, and also The Hide became an official game mode. Then, in December 15th of 2021, Pavlov dropped a massive update. It was Update 28, Pavlov Push Mode. This update made the game mode play like an old-school Battlefield rush mode, with objectives to either defend or blow up, even supporting up to 24 players. We also had tanks and other vehicles that can be completely controlled by players. And you have to work with your other teammates to take these things down. And more importantly, you had to work with your teammates to drive them as well. The game also had a massive workshop. And at this point, the future seems so great for Pavlov. Mods were literally one click away from the workshop, or when you're playing in-game, you just join a server and it downloads the mod for you right before you actually get into the map. Now you have a competitive FPS game that almost anyone can play in VR, and you had easy to install mods that no one can screw up. This game can do anything. That is until after the December 15th, 2021 update, where the game just kind of stopped. Aside from small hotfixes, there were no new content. Update 29 brought the game into a private beta phase for a while, trying to upgrade the game to the Unreal 5 engine, as well as having its eyes on the PlayStation VR 2. Pavlov went dark. Now, don't get me wrong, the game was still being played and enjoyed by tons and tons of players across two platforms, PC and Quest, but unfortunately they could not play together. And this was something that Pavlov was looking to fix. As Pavlov worked behind the scenes, knowing that they have defeated Onward, they were unaware of a silent competitor that seemingly would come out of nowhere. Contractors VR. This game seemed to do everything that Pavlov was hoping for. With similar shooting mechanics, as well as an offline game mode, Contractors let Quest players and PC players join up. Plus, with full mod support integrated with Mod.io, nothing could stop this game. Having access to almost full gameplay overhauls, players can use Halo-based weapons in maps, as well as get a full-on Battlefront experience, even using lightsabers in VR against other players. And now when you look at the Steam reviews for Contractors, you have mostly positive compared to Pavlov, whose recent reviews are mixed. Now, that doesn't speak to everyone's opinion, because I still think Pavlov is fun to play. It has great shooting mechanics, some pretty cool maps, and now crossplay is pretty awesome to join my friends on PlayStation. However, what was lost in doing so was too much. Now that Pavlov moved to the Unreal Engine and the mod site Mod.io, the Steam Workshop page is completely useless. You see, it's up to the modders, of course, to update these mods and get everything back to where it was, but we are talking about 6 years of dedicated mods through the workshop. That's going to be some heavy lifting, and I haven't actually even mentioned the worst part. Just look at all these servers that have no one on them. It's crazy to see like no one playing this game. Remember that game mode I was talking about, Push? The one that really helped put Pavlov on the map? Well, for the most part, our PlayStation VR 2 people can't even play that. The reason being is because the PlayStation only supports up to 10 players in a server. And I'll tell you right now, Push is not made for a 5v5. It's supposed to be an intense mode to simulate things like Normandy Beach. And it's double jeopardy because not only can the PlayStation people not even play it, but all the maps and mods that made that a truly mystical and magical experience for PC players is gone because there's no longer access to those old mods. So why complain? It's not like other games haven't done this before. And you're right. But because there was no major update from December 15th, 2021, all the way to June 12th of 2023 for the next update of Pavlov, it let Contractors take the first spot, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Contractors is a great game, but Contractors is more Call of Duty than it is Counter-Strike. Contractors already proved that they can easily do crossplay. However, they have not integrated a PlayStation VR 2, and I haven't seen any plans on doing so, so who knows? Basically, what I'm saying is now Pavlov has its work cut out for them. Everyone was hoping for a major update with 29, but unfortunately they got more of the same, or even worse, they lost out on things that already made the game good and were told that it was an update. It would be great to have a game that's crossplay between PlayStation, PC, and Quest. However, what usually happens, if modders that originally made your game special give up on your game, there isn't much hope left. Anyway, what do you guys think about the current state of Pavlov VR? Do you have hope for it? Do you think bringing the game to PlayStation VR 2 was a mistake? Do you think upgrading the engine and moving from the Steam Workshop to Mod.io was also a mistake? I want to hear your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, if you're new, why not consider subscribing? It's free. Have you tried Contractors? Are you an Onward player, or are you sticking around with Pavlov? But other than that, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I'm Drifter from Downloadable Content, and I will see you next time.